Hi everyone, I'm Tam, and we are back with another My Experiences. Public speaking. The number one fear, if I remember correctly, is public speaking. It's not really death. It's not really I guess losing a wife or spouse, like someone near and dear to you, getting fired, or I guess becoming poor. A number one fear is public speaking, which, if you actually kind of look at it, is really being judged by other people. It's just what it is. Because being judged by other people has consequences. If the majority sees you to be kind of negative or I guess despicable, toxic, etc., like I guess evil, even that far, then obviously nobody else wants anything to do with you. So public speaking is inherently one to one with being socially judged and deemed whatever that is. He's a great person and so on. It's really really being judged because that's a primal level of fear. Let's say you are I guess a kind of storyteller for your hunter gatherer tribe, so it's your turn now to tell the rest of the tribe a story of like 20, 30 people. I guess you come off as like racist or whatever, or you come off as like very rude and disrespectful, and then the entire tribe is like, nope, screw this guy, and then they cut you off. So now you have no resources. Like you can't eat the same thing that they hunted. So you have to find your own food. You can't like I guess partake in the watering hole. So you have to find your own kind of water source. So do you see what I'm saying? Depending on how you come off and what you say and so on, like the entire thing, you may be outcasted from that group of people, and then life for you is way harder, if not like impossible, and you may get killed, and it's game over. Survival is a game of sorry. Survival is a game of teamwork. Really, is what it is. All right, yeah, so it's understandable why public speaking is very fearful because one wrong move, one wrong word can turn off the entire crowd, and then everybody is against you. It's pretty much boo, screw this guy, throws stuff at you, and that ripple. And that effect ripples across society. Did you hear what Timmy said about like Asians, or did you hear what he said about I guess vegans, whatever? So it kind of ripples outward, and it's very hard to kind of pull that in to kind of rein that in is very hard because you have to like literally okay, dude, I'm sorry, and then the next person and the next person. So it's like it's pretty much like trying to catch the wave before it kind of spills out even more. Like you let me close this first before I try this. So say you kind of spill water onto the counter, and now you trying to quickly stop it from spilling out all over the place. So you kind of do all that. So it's kind of the same thing when you say something wrong on stage or and so on. Depending on your kind of person, your kind of character, and what you say and do, that may spill out quicker or faster. So it's harder for you to pull it all together. And then in some cases you have to kind of live with that as well. Live with that kind of stigma for the rest of your life. Um, it's just kind of what it is. Judging other people is not inherently, I guess, toxic. I mean, it could be kind of useful to figure out exactly what this person is all about. You never really know until you kind of hear them talk. Once you hear somebody talk, you kind of understand where they're coming from, what they're trying to, I guess, do. The voice, the kind of mannerism, the vocabulary they use, all of that can give you a pretty good indication of what's going on upstairs and whether or not this person is like a psychopath, whatever. So for example, if it's Jason's turn to tell a story to this hunter gatherer tribe, and then he uses a bunch of very kind of chaotic words, or very kind of kind of like I guess borderline serial killer, gives up like a serial killer like vibe, then the rest of the tribe is gonna be like, oh shoot, this guy is like a red flag. We gotta do something like now, you know. So definitely you know like once you hear somebody speak, you pretty much understand exactly where they are, and you have a clear idea. You have some indication of like where they kind of like we're at, you know, we're at like were they bully, or I guess were they doing something kind of wrong, like selling drugs, whatever. You got all of that kind of is carried within the kind of like the language, and the vocabulary you use, the way you say things, like how you say things, all that is inside the kind of package, you know. So it's a lot of pressure to not fuck up, basically, you know. So sorry for the language, but this is also what it is, you know. Yeah, so it's understandable why public speaking is very very fearful. During I guess during around like I guess when I was like 20 or something, studying in community college, having to present, you know, to class and so on. I started to like take improv classes, which is like a kind of like which teaches you to kind of go with the moment, you know. Just go with it, just roll with it, and make something kind of still work at the end, you know. So I did that, and also I got to perform like I guess once or twice, like a full show, because it's like a kind of capstone project that you kind of do for the class. So yeah, it's optional, but I suggest you do it anyway to get the spirits under your belt to see what it's like to be in that position, so you don't know you don't really kind of shear yourself once you're actually in a situation. Experience is the kind of bread and butter of any situation game. The more experience you have, the more you can the more you can handle that situation, and not really let the situation go south to what it is, you know, like for example, for example, you're a FBI negotiator, like more experience negotiating will help you with a lot of difficult situations, like hostages, life or death scenarios. You know, like when the other person is like very like trigger happy, you know, like literally like pretty much just about to check out, you know. So yeah, more experience is the name of any game, you know, any game, any situation, etc. So I did improv to get some experience under my belt to see to kind of like I guess start building proficiency in that path, you know. And then I transitioned to to a university, and I still did a little bit of improv, and I try to take a kind of leadership position for each kind of project to get more experience doing that as well. And it's very rewarding. It's like being a leader, public speaking. It's kind of the same kind of line of like position, responsibility, really, to make sure that the audience or your team understand exactly what you're trying to do, accomplish, and say. Um, I guess the biggest crowd I ever the biggest like crowd I ever like spoke to is probably like maybe like I guess 30 or 40 people, like they're never that big, you know, but it's still a lot of responsibility because that's 30 or 40 different individuals with like possibly different like ways of looking at the situation that you have to like kind of think about, so you don't like say anything like wrong or I guess piss somebody off, you know. So it's always like it's better to just stay neutral. Like no matter what you, no matter like I guess how you feel about something or how much evidence you have, you're always better off just being neutral about it. You know, being neutral. It's the same thing for like presenting a kind of research paper. You know, when Einstein presented his theory of like of special relativity, he kind of kept it very neutral. Like this is exactly what I'm seeing. He didn't like say it was right or wrong per se. It's just it's like exactly this is what I think is happening, and then people kind of jump on board and like okay yeah that's probably the answer. Yeah, it's probably the way to go for now. Perhaps down the line, like we have a different way to look at it, but for now, it's pretty much the most viable way to kind of see it. You know, so the more neutral you are, the kind of better you really off. because you won't piss as many people off. You won't piss as many people off. You won't turn as many people away. It's kind of hard because if if you come into the speech with a certain angle, you may turn off half the crowd, and then you really you're really just talking to the half the audience. So you're not as effective as a public speaker that way. So you may turn off half the crowd, turn them away from you, because you came in at such a kind of like a hard angle that they don't want anything to do with it, and also you also mitigating risk of being wrong or I guess judged too harshly. Because if you walk onto stage and say you have the theory of everything, like you know exactly what's going on, and then people kind of trust you, and then like 5 years down the line, like it's not the case anymore. For example, when Peter Schiff, which is Peter Schiff is a investor. He's also I think a precious metal dealer selling gold and silver. When Peter Schiff posted a tweet that says like Bitcoin will never reach $100,000. 10 years later, next thing you know, Bitcoin is $100,000 plus, and now this guy is like being ridiculed and laughed at. Huh? No, you said it was $100,000, dude. Like yeah, you have to kind of eat your words now, So no doubt, like people definitely check you all the way back there as well. Like they check your entire thing and kind of like thrust that upon you. And honestly, it's really fair because you probably do it to them too. You probably do it to them too, and so it's just kind of a fair game. It's not really I mean, it's just a fair game because it's a part of your history, and if you have a history of doing something kind of like I guess wrong, or a history of like not being kind of like responsible for what you do and say, then obviously people have to check you because you can hurt yourself even more, and also drag other people who are listening to you who don't really kind of know better, or want to like I guess spend the time and effort to look deeper to it. You get drag them down as well. So it's actually healthy to kind of keep people in check because otherwise the rest of society may collapse. So anyway, so it's I mean like posting a tweet is similar to public speaking because millions of people may be looking at that from different angles, perspective, and kind of like I guess kind of like judge you for that too. So it's a similar kind of pressure environment, and yes, um, now I don't really kind of fear public speaking. I definitely kind of embrace it more because I have things I want to say and kind of like spread out there. Like where not it actually is I guess viable to another person is kind of like up for debate. I guess debate for to kind of figure out. However, I definitely have things that I want to say. That's why I'm posting this video and also like stuff on my channel because somebody may actually find it useful. If you approach public speaking like just I guess communication in general, like public speaking, posting tweets, like creating like I guess ads, flyers. If you approach that like from a very neutral perspective, like you're not really trying to push an agenda or some kind of biases, then it's just simply data information that may be that may help somebody down the line.